Every gardener knows that compost is the backbone of healthy soil. It restores fertility, balances structure, and feeds the unseen world of microbes and worms. But what if a simple trick could make your compost work harder, break down faster, and even improve your soil long after the compost pile has vanished? That trick is burying cardboard underneath the compost. At first glance, it may sound unusual. Why bury what looks like waste packaging in the garden? But once you understand the biological and structural roles cardboard plays in composting, the reasoning becomes clear. We tested this method, and the results showed why old farmers and modern soil scientists alike recognize cardboard as more than trash. The hidden problem in compost piles. Compost piles often suffer from two common issues. The first is compaction. When layers of grass clippings, kitchen scraps, or wet organic matter pile up, they collapse under their own weight, pushing out air. Without oxygen, the pile turns anaerobic, producing foul smells and slowing decomposition. The second issue is nutrient loss. Valuable liquid from decomposing material often leaches into the ground, carrying nitrogen and other soluble nutrients with it. While the surface layer may look active, the base of the pile becomes slimy, stagnant, or wasted. Gardeners have been battling these two challenges for generations. This is where cardboard comes in. By placing a sheet or layer beneath the compost pile, you create a breathable sponge that not only prevents compaction and nutrient leaching, but also supports fungal growth and worm activity. Far from being inert, cardboard actually plays an active role in shaping how microbes, fungi, and worms transform raw waste into humus. Why does cardboard work so well? Well, cardboard is made from plant fibers, mostly cellulose and lignin, which are the same building blocks found in things like leaves, straw, and wood. These fibers are resistant enough to provide structure, but they're still digestible by fungi and microbes. Unlike glossy paper or treated board, plain brown cardboard is free of harmful coatings and breaks down naturally. Its corrugated design, with those ridges and air channels, acts like scaffolding inside the compost pile, holding pockets of air and preventing the dense collapse that would suffocate microbes. As decomposition begins, cardboard absorbs excess moisture. This keeps the pile balanced, avoiding soggy layers at the bottom. Over time, fungi colonize the cardboard, spreading filaments that weave through the pile and connect different layers of organic matter. These fungal networks are not just breaking down the cardboard, they are actively transporting nutrients, binding particles, and laying the foundation for stable humus. The worm connection. One of the most striking results of burying cardboard beneath compost is the response from earthworms. Worms are naturally drawn to cellulose materials, and cardboard provides both food and habitat. When placed beneath a compost pile, cardboard creates a moist, protected zone where worms thrive. As they feed on it, they leave behind castings that enrich the compost with stable, plant-available nutrients. Worm tunnels also improve aeration, solving the oxygen problem in a natural way. Gardeners who have tried this method often notice worm populations multiplying rapidly under the pile. This is because cardboard holds just enough moisture to keep worms comfortable while supplying a steady source of carbon. The compost pile above provides nitrogen-rich food, and together the system creates the perfect worm nursery. So, another reason cardboard is just so effective is its role in fungal development. You see, bacteria really tend to dominate in fresh, nitrogen-rich materials, like grass clippings or food scraps. But for compost to mature fully into humus, fungi have to take over and break down those tougher, more complex compounds. Cardboard honestly gives fungi a real head start. Its fibrous surface actually encourages mycelium to spread, and once fungi establish themselves, they move upward into the compost pile, balancing the whole microbial community. This fungal presence, well, it's just vital for soil health. Fungi produce humic substances which help store carbon and improve the soil's ability to hold water and nutrients. Nutrient cycling and retention is, honestly, one of the less obvious but equally important functions of cardboard. You see, as compost materials break down, soluble nitrogen and potassium can be lost through leachate. Cardboard absorbs this leachate like a sponge, keeping it in place rather than letting it escape into the soil below. Over time, as worms and fungi digest the cardboard, these nutrients are released slowly back into the compost. Alright, let's talk about practical application. To apply this method, you want to use plain brown cardboard, the kind without any glossy finishes, tape, or colored ink. Just flatten your boxes and place them as a single or double layer right on the soil, exactly where your compost pile will sit. This step helps prevent weeds from creeping up, but it still allows earthworms to enter from below, which is pretty important. Now, you'll want to build your compost pile directly on top of the cardboard, and be sure to alternate layers of green, nitrogen-rich materials, like clippings or food scraps, with brown, carbon-rich materials such as straw or dried leaves. Let's talk about some observations over time. When we tracked the process, the changes were honestly pretty clear. After about 1 month, the cardboard underneath the compost was damp, softened, and already colonized by these white fungal threads. By 3 months, worms had burrowed throughout, and you could see sections of the cardboard visibly chewed and mixed with worm castings. At 6 months, there was little left but dark, fibrous fragments that just blended right into the compost. And by the time the pile had fully matured, the cardboard was, well, pretty much indistinguishable from the surrounding soil. So, while burying cardboard under compost might seem like a small adjustment, it actually ties into a much larger principle. Soil health really depends on diversity, structure, and microbial balance. Cardboard supplies carbon, supports fungi, attracts worms, prevents nutrient loss, and solves compaction, all with just a single low-cost material that, honestly, most households already have on hand. So why bury cardboard under compost? Well, the reason is pretty simple. It transforms the entire system. It prevents compaction, holds moisture, captures nutrients, encourages fungi, and attracts worms. What starts out as a discarded box ends up as humus-rich soil that supports long-term fertility. For gardeners who are serious about soil building, this is more than just a trick. It's a strategy that really works in harmony with the biology of decomposition. If you want compost that's darker, richer, and absolutely alive with worms and fungi, go ahead and start with cardboard as the foundation. The results will honestly speak for themselves in healthier plants, better yields, and soil that just keeps improving year after year. If this guide has been useful, make sure to subscribe to Soil and Plant Doctor and share it with other gardeners who value serious, time-tested practices for building lasting soil fertility.